Okay, welcome to the Wednesday, April 22nd FoodOn Curation Group and continuing on with the MIFC terms. I'll screen share. Hmm, just a sec. Hmm. Okay, so zipping down to an entry here. Okay, let's fill in as we go or after the fact here. Um, all right, so I was looking at the second tab of the food cooking method. And I just reorganized the MIFC cooked categories into a bit of a hierarchy. And I see, Magali, you've got proposed definitions here. And it's kind of similar to the previous tab where you're diving into defining the process. And so I am proposing kind of the same pattern that we just settle on the definition of the process and just have the characteristic refer to it. Maybe, Magali, there's one other approach here, which is that you in Transformon, you just use cooked as a process term rather than having the adjective. I don't know. What are you thinking? I know FoodOn needs to have the adjective, the process.
Yes, I would love to have also the adjective in transformon, but it is not a process term. It is a attribute or characteristics term. So
Okay.
it is not in my process branch.
But
But yes,
is that
definitely
true?
I would like to have this adjective to map with what is in FoodOn and also to map with my MIFC standards.
Okay.
So I plan to keep this as adjective in the characteristics list.
So are the Transformon process terms of course they cover FoodX too. But doesn't FoodX2 have a process?
Um, in fact, I use the FoodX2
I mean, a food,
food classes,
yeah,
but in FoodX2 you have just the list of lingual facets.
yeah.
It's just like facets, just like in lingual.
Okay,
So in my ontology, I have the step
I see.
as a process,
Okay,
operating process. And I have also I have put also the I think I have just in the right of the sheet. Did I put the process term also or not? Because you
um,
I don't remember. Is here if you click
you mean
your
here?
you will see that it is a characteristics
Uh,
because it is it is an attribute, so it is a characteristic.
it is a characteristic. Is that right? Oh, okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
And then if you see perhaps in the spreadsheet I have put the cooking step just in the right. No, I didn't. I can send you the URI
Okay, so I mean,
just
if
for
we've
just as
got,
an example, so you can see we can map also the steps and process together.
sure, let's just create a column for
Mhm. I
transform.
can add the URI for transform on step,
Okay, I'm
which is
adding
the
a
same as your
column,
process.
Magali. I'm adding a column K,
Yes,
transform on process ID.
yes,
Okay,
yes. I will add this.
great. Okay, so
And what about the definition? I would just like to mention that we generated them from with an LLM, so I have to check perhaps
okay.
more deeply, but no, it was suggested by I have suggested that we can say the objective or the mechanism in the definition, but as you mentioned, in the FoodOn definition, it will be quite simple.
Yeah, right. Okay. Gotcha. Right. So I'm seeing this, and then I'm seeing, of course, that over in Transforma, and I just saw the same kind of thing issue noticed in FoodOn, which is where is it? Heat treated is a
But it is a SCOS alt label, so it is a synonym for me.
right,
But I
right.
can change this if it is not valid for you.
Well, no, the cooked term is people have to understand that it can range from like a raw steak to a medium rare steak to a fully cooked steak. So there's this idea of interior and exterior of the food. Um,
But can't we add some specialization?
yeah,
Let's say cooked is each subjected to eat, and then you can add different degree of cooking.
that's right. So I'm guessing that and of course, Kai, you don't have to buy into this, but there's this extent of food heat treatment and fully and a partially heat treated degree. So maybe we stick a synonym column here. Uh, and
I mean, I certainly wasn't claiming that this list was comprehensive. It was just things taken from existing data and sometimes from FoodOn. So if you want to propose new things that are missing, then it can be added later
okay,
to everyone's systems.
so I'll put maybe new proposals in italics or something to
Yeah,
draw.
or different color or italic or something. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, color's always good. How about purple? Okay, so what else to say here then? Foodon doesn't actually have, Foodon has a heat treated term instead of cooked. So that gets us back into that old discussion of can you cook things without heat treating them? Um, and so, I mean, do we also put in the ceviche style cooking? So cooked by acid treatment or something? Anybody have an opinion on that? I'll put it in as a question mark.
Yeah, I'll check if I had that or not.
Yes, you are right. We can cook by acid, but in my definition, I've added. I mentioned that it is subjected to heat because it was related to the specialized term, but microwaved is not heat treated, right?
It is.
Microwaved, it is not heat treated, it's
It is.
subjected to
It is
wave.
heat.
Mm,
It does heat the water molecules, and
mm,
that leads to the cooking or boiling, etc.
that's right.
So I think we can slide that one under the heat treated. Uh, so I guess these terms that are subclasses all do start dealing with ways of treating using heat, apply application of heat to the material. Um,
And also we have heated in the list of the specialized term.
where?
And
What?
heated and heat treated is much like synonyms, are much like synonyms. Heated
Yeah,
here in
that's right. I think that
19.
the partially and fully heat treated are kind of like the didn't we have something? I think there was something in my FC that was similar to that. I just saw it, sorry.
Perhaps
Unhe
a solution would be to not to mention that cooked has been subjected to heat and not adding the synonym heat treated to cooked, but treat cooked separately. So we
Mhm.
can specialize with cooked with by acids or cooked by heat.
Okay. Right. And I think if Languel had a case for that, heat treated is the term standalone.
Because you have not heat, you have also not heat treated. Yes.
Yes. Is that at the bottom? Right. Okay. So now we're saying heat treated as a subclass of cooked. And then,
This is nice.
okay. And then cooked by acid treatment. And then that means uh, I'm going to put,
I just have a quick question. I'm sorry. Do we think that frozen or I don't know, deep frozen or some kind of is that also heat treated or is that
talking about cooked foods which have been cooked and then
It is.
frozen.
I'm just trying to see like how heat
I
treated
would
is
like to propose that we can say that a cold supply or heat supply is a thermal treatment, but
yeah.
heat is always positive,
I
Yeah.
see.
Heat is always you're thinking that like increasing the temperature.
increasing. Yes,
Yeah, okay. So because I don't know. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I remember this from one of the discussions previously that, frozen is also heat treated or like frozen is also changing the temperature is basically
yes,
what it is.
so it is
It's
a thermal. For me,
yeah,
it's a
okay.
thermal treatment, and the
Okay.
thermal treatment could be a cold supply or a heat supply,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that implies there's
an increase or decrease in temperature.
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
won't
So
probably won't go into MIFC, but there will be a thermal treatment. Uh,
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It should be on FoodOn to organize these things. Because in my FC, it's just a controlled vocabulary, and FoodOn should actually make it a proper ontology.
yeah. Okay. So, and I think Foodon already does have a thermal thing under the process side of things. So we just have to get all of that consistent. Oops, Agravoc, not Agravoc. Just by the by, I've been writing a tool to fetch vocabularies from third-party sources, uh, BioPortal, Agravoc, any ontology OWL file, StatsCan website, HTML pages, and make LinkML specs out of them in order to have at least agencies have a system for consolidating their imported vocabularies beyond ontology. Um, FYI. Okay, so looking for thermal. Thermal. I think there's a food freezing, chilling here, freezing, heat treatment, food preservation process. Right. So our terms are really just a smattering. They're not really well organized right now. So all of this, thankfully, with our work will get cleaned up. So we will have a thermal heat treatment, and we'll probably move some of these. Right, we've got some of these things under multiple categories here. So we'll be approaching them from just sort of the objective or the method. Uh, okay, but nothing directly for thermal food thermal treatment. So we need to add that, even though we've got some of these terms that do talk about thermally processed. So thermally processed sounds like it's going to be a new process under which Da, da, da. Ch- Chill, go. Okay, so undercooked, heat treated, and then that'll lead to uh, heat. Thermal.
And just to mention that I have also looked at the lingual facets or FoodX2 facets for cooking, and you have cooking by dry heat, cooking by moist heat, cooking with fat or oil.
Right,
I guess you have also this in FoodOn.
right. So I didn't get a chance to fill in the process side here, so I'll do that in the next week to
Mhm.
catch up. Okay, so um, what do you think? Should we just mm, zoom down looking for issues beyond that might challenge this just general um, this general definition? Otherwise, so it'll be up to FoodOn to create a bunch of mostly create terms to match these adjectives. And
And I would just want to add that we can also consider warmed because we mentioned this in the previously.
mhm.
Yes, so if something is warmed, is that heated or cooked or not?
Yeah, okay. Right. We don't have the term warmed, but I
I
like,
think you have in the list of we
Heated.
previously see it in the
yeah,
I
I mean,
don't
heated is
remember.
similar to warmed, no?
okay.
Yes.
Heated.
It's in my FC anyway. It's in one of the
Okay. Right here.
yeah,
Okay.
12, yeah.
All right. So heated does, so because cooked doesn't commit to the degree of cooking, heated can cover,
Like
uh,
for context, where this is coming from within USDA is, things that are probably already cooked and then were reheated.
right.
Yes.
So
But
it's
you
like it was,
also
yeah.
yes, you also have reheated somewhere. The term reheated also
Yeah,
exists.
we did. Oh, there's pre-cooked and then there's maybe warmed.
Yeah. I
Yes.
think I
And
think reheated and warmed are almost synonyms, but not always. And
Okay.
I'm just telling you where it's coming from. Like sometimes in the food composition databases.
Could is it possible to change the MIFC from heated to reheated if that's really what it's?
Well, that's the thing
yes,
is I don't actually know, right? Because like it's coming from the legacy data where like it's possible it was just heated.
Okay.
But a lot of times it applies to foods that have already been cooked, so in which case it's reheating. So I can't say that 100%.
Okay.
but
It
Damien,
probably
I
is the
would
case.
mm, sorry. I think we need both. We need heated and we need reheated.
Mhm. I would agree.
Yeah, no, that's probably fair. It's probably best. Like even if it's ambiguous within the USDA data, like having this be clear is better.
Of course, reheated implies some degree of heat treatment. Uh, so I'm gonna have a
Well,
process
reheated kind of implies that it was cooked first, no?
totally cooked. No.
Well,
Right. I think I would say it's heat treated, but not commit to how much, like not use the word
yeah,
cooked.
yeah.
Okay, so that
At least it is warm.
yeah,
It is not hot, but it is warm.
yeah. It's funny, like here we are ontologists, we're actually forcing the language here to our definitions. But I don't mind that around these fuzzy cases. Uh, so heat treatment applied to a previously heat treated material. It's going to be something like that. Awkward as it is, but the computers understand it. Okay. So then the question is whether heated is actually just a synonym for heat treated.
I think so.
Well, it would be like heat treated without necessarily getting to the level of cooking.
Right. So
That's it, because you can
partially, it's a
have
synonym.
something heat treated and which is pasteurized, for example. Pasteurized is also a type of heating process.
Yeah. So I think your 7 heat treated is the same thing as my FC heated.
Okay, because heated could be fully heat treated
Or partially.
or partially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think what I have as my FC's heated is the same thing as FoodOn's heat treated.
Okay. So then we will use heat treated as the term for FoodOn.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter that the language is slightly different because it's just going to map to
Yeah.
my FC anyway. So it is going to map to FoodOn anyway. So it's all good.
Okay. So that would mean it's a meaning heat treated, heated. Get at least a few terms in here. And heat treated will be the synonym for heated. And that lines up with that. And is there a definition? We have no. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, so except it's not throughout. That's actually the definition below, fully heat treated. Okay. Take that out. Good. And children. All right, so I think that provides the rough shake here. So the full heat thermal treatment. The interesting thing about partially heat treated, of course, microwaves can cook things from the outside in, and so can the oven. I don't know if there's anything that can cook from the inside out. But anyway, so we'll just say,
But you can say that a meat, when you are cooking a meat, it can be cooked outside and not inside
yes. So
the
that's
piece
what
of
we
meat.
want the partially heat treated to apply to, but I guess don't want to commit to exactly where the cooking is. Maybe somebody's cooked one half of a steak but not flipped it over or something. Uh, okay. So that would be, this is over in the process side. Actually. So this is the process definition by adjective, and so the adjective can just refer to the process. But the process is heating, and this is the objective. So there may heating fully heating. So you do kind of have to have a verb here that implies the objective in it. Heat treatment.
But do you need to have a process term for each adjectives?
Um,
Or can it be the same parent, the same? It is still heat treatment, but then just in the characteristics you have the degree.
I agree that that's a possibility. Um, just thinking about the recipe model, and if you have a recipe which says uh, partial uh, partial heat treatment, then don't fully cook. In other words, like this is the way to make a rare steak. So these are degrees of the adjective that will show up, but it's actually setting the objective of the process. And so the question is, do we want to pre-compose a term that actually has that baked in? Well, let's just see what it looks like. Um,
So in that case, you can have full heat treatment or partial heat treatment.
right. Yeah.
Now here it is full,
Ah,
and
yes.
then below it is partial.
Oops. The merits of this are that if you specify that in the recipe itself, uh, then you can actually set a characteristic. The inner core, must be cooked as well or something. So okay, I'll leave this in italics. I'm not sure if we want to go here, as you say, Magali, but
Mm.
we'll see.
Because I think now we are speaking about the degree of cooking and not necessarily, in fact, it is also the degree of each treatment, but perhaps we can also have different kind of degree for cooking, for cooked.
Yes. Yes, although this heated,
Because we will not say that the meat has been heat treated, we will say that it has been cooked or roasted.
uh, well, technically, we're going to say if heat has been applied, that it is a subclass of heated.
Mhm.
Everything below here is heated. This is the one
Yes,
bloody
but
little
not
exception.
cooked.
That's right, but not cooked by acid treatment. So it is cooked. Anything heated is cooked to some degree. Uh, so I see. You're saying, well, what if we just move these up to fully cooked or partially cooked? And yet,
But you also have fully heat treated and partially heat treated can
right,
also
well,
apply to some kind of
that's
food.
right. So the reason I had accepted these in FoodOn rather than moving them up is precisely because this crappy little counterexample. But I guess one could say fully cooked and partially cooked.
But what about thermal treatment? Is that the parent or not?
Heated is the thermal. Oh, the thermal treatment is,
Yes,
yeah, is the parent of all of these, of cooked.
but it's not the parent of cooked by acid treatment, right?
Right.
Is heated necessarily cooked that has been supplied heat to
Yeah.
achieve a desired blah blah blah? Like, I don't know if that's always true. Like for heated, it doesn't have to
No,
be cooked.
Yeah, you're
no.
right.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. So,
That's why I had them separate in my FC as different things.
okay.
Like maybe fully heat treated might be a subclass of cooked, but partially and heated shouldn't be, I think.
Okay.
No, I don't agree because you can have something partially cooked. It's not fully heat treated. Cooked is not always fully heat treated.
Okay, fair enough. So do you think the three of them should just be separate then?
Yes, I think it's better separate things because it's not right the same meaning.
Um, okay. So we've got things can be at the same level, even if they are also subclasses of other things. Um, so I'll just scribble in that heated, not necessarily cooked,
Yes.
which brings it up to the top level. Actually, one level down because thermal treatment. So cooked by acid treatment is not really a is a subclass of cooked. Oh
But
God.
then I have to change my definition. I agree.
Thermal treatment, cooked. Cooked as in if it's still an encompassing term, um, heated, subject, so heated, just subjected to a heating process. Um,
But I will say that cooked or cooking is not always a child of thermal treatment.
right, exactly. So because of
So
that,
you have to say cooked and cooked by acid treatment and cooked by, you can have cooked in a separate
yeah,
class, not under thermal treatment.
we've
And
just
then you
said
can have cooked by heat or cooked by acid.
yes, uh, right. So there is a cooked by there is there's a cooked there is a cooked by, and these are such classic problems that I'm so happy
Cooked by eating.
we're finally tackling them now. Um, so there's cooked by heating. There's heated, which is not necessarily cooked.
So
And
you can just insert thermal treatment between line 7 and line 8, I guess.
uh, that's right. Cooked by heating or line. Yeah, right. Insert one row above. I mean, it's kind of it covers cooked by heating, would help maybe if we have a parent.
And what do you mean with meaning in column C? What is the
Uh,
purpose of column C?
Meaning is the MIFC semantic ID
Ah,
points
okay.
out um, to the world.
So the FoodOn ID would come in column F.
Yeah,
Yes.
in my FC, the meaning, or in any link ML kind of schema, the meaning is meant to be a link to a URL from an ontology or vocabulary.
Okay,
So it could even be a transform on ID2. Could have multiple.
okay. It's not a definition, it's more a link to ontology term.
Yeah, exactly. In
Okay.
LinkML, there's kind of like the three basic things that you get are the value, the meaning, and the description.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got fully heat treated, cooked and thermal treatment, partly heat treated. That's the question, whether that's also so these are under heated. Whether that's also, it's certainly a thermal treatment. Is it also cooked? I guess not.
So you mean thermal treated,
Yeah,
thermally treated.
thermally treated or thermal treatment. Right. This is an adjective still in parent. Um, Thermal treatment is, let's see, food. Thermal treatment is up top. Oh, there it is.
But thermal treatment is on the side of the process.
Okay, this was just proposing. Yeah. So this is the parent. It's just indicating what the parent is, often FoodOn. So I could just put that up top here. So, all right, so we've got cooked, which doesn't have not necessarily thermal treatment. We've got cooked by acid treatment. Cooked by heating is a thermal treatment. Then partially heat treated is certainly a thermal treatment, but not committing to cooked. And then all of these things down below, I think, are committing to a cooked.
But why are you using thermal treatment? I would say thermally treated as an adjective,
Okay.
apparent.
Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, okay. Treated for sure. Then we can start with everything here being a child of cooked at the top level. Um, I don't know about microwaves necessarily, but dry heat cooked. And these are parent terms for all of these other ones. A couple of questions. Is sautéed considered a moist heat cooked or a dry heat cooked? I was thinking it was probably a dry heat cooked.
Isn't it wet?
Small amount of oil or fat over medium-high heat. So that sounded, maybe it's a combination of
Okay, yeah.
steaming.
I always thought it was more water in it, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, there's a couple of other uh, moist heat cooked, broiled, parboiled, blanched, steamed, simmered, poached, stewed. Maybe sauteed is sitting in the middle. I
You know,
guess,
I think you're right. I mean, the traditional description.
okay. So then,
So initially in Language there was cooked with fat or oil,
uh-huh.
and so it is for deep frying, pan frying, and stir frying, for example.
Oh yeah. Does that make a sense to make that distinction? Uh,
I think it is useful to distinguish cooked by dry heat or cooked by moist heat. I think it is important to distinguish between both.
yeah. So, but what about this cooked in oil or fat? Was that it? I forgot.
Mm, cooked with fat or oil. It was
Cooked with?
with fat or oil.
Um,
You could saute with water too, even. Some people don't use oils.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that it was oil and or water.
Because
okay.
like you wouldn't like saute like spices to like make them aromatic, you would it'd be like a dry heat for that. But you'd use the same pan just with some
R-
oil or water to saute vegetables.
Right. So saute jumps across the border there. Uh, so I agree. In fact, I've done East India pan-fried spice, and you don't add any oil. You just heat up those spices and then So I think, so I have another turn up here, braised, that was outside of committing. So I think I would put sauteed there too.
So do you mean that there is no oil added for sauté?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So
And
this,
roasted? No. Roasted, no.
what we can do is, sauteed in oil or, as a subclass, but
Okay.
uh,
And braised?
sauteed definition. Uh, oh, now we fight with Merriam-Webster.
There is some butter or oil.
I eat minimal fat. Although some of this stuff is in the age of pre-stick pans too, right? For example, well, the sautéing has a stirring motion to it, but I just saw dry, fried mushrooms is a thing. You don't put any butter or any oil in. You just fry them up that way, and they end up being a little bit more fleshy.
Like saute just means jump, right? It's just like the vegetables jump around because you're mixing it a lot.
Yeah,
So traditionally it's with oil, but it could be done with water.
yeah, okay. Awesome. Quick cooking of smaller uniform pieces. Okay. So
So it's just like braised.
I like the Le Creuset definition.
Mm.
Le Creuset. By the way, I got the a copy of what's it called? La Russe Gastronomique to make my way through Magalé. It's going to take me about 2 years, but anyway. Dry heat cooking. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, so back to where
I
we're
mean,
at.
yeah, if people really need it, they could ask like for like a wet saute as a new
Yes.
term or whatever.
Yes. I mean, dry heat cooking doesn't commit to steaming. I think that's the distinction, steaming and sautéing. So maybe I would put it under dry heat cooking,
Was
but
it
not
like
commit to
for,
the
for
oil.
me, like sauteing with water is like you just add a tiny bit of water
Yeah, okay.
and you just maintain a tiny bit of water in the pan versus steaming where it's actually, yeah,
Okay.
it is quite different.
Committing to water or oil. Uh, I would call that maybe I'll venture that's a modern def, but we can find sources.
Yeah, probably.
Mm.
Okay.
So, but your
Or you just go with
definition,
the, sorry, go
sorry.
ahead. I was
No,
gonna say,
you
or you just go with the traditional one, which is like with fat, and then later there could be another term like water sauteed, which is not a sibling, it's like a different class.
Mm-hmm.
But perhaps we don't need to specify that it is in a small amount of oil. What is important, I think, it is constantly stirred.
Yeah, I will.
And then you can specialize with oil or not and with water or not. I don't know if
Yeah,
needed.
I like that. Okay. So I think that gets us through the gauntlet here. Um, so the reheated, there must have been, right. Um,
But I don't know if, do you think, Kai, that reheated implies that it has been cooked?
yeah, I don't know.
It implies that it's at least been heated before.
Yes, I agree.
Like in the data that we have at USDA, reheated would be something that was previously cooked or
Because it is a
whatever.
ready to eat food or ready
Yeah,
to
exactly. It
ready
would often be
to
like a
eat
can
food.
or some other ready to eat food.
Yeah, so what I have here is that heated commits to some thermal treatment, increased thermal treatment, um, but it doesn't commit to being cooked. So I think that would allow us uh, to say a characteristic of previously cooked food material, which has been indicated has been uh, heated again, just to be clear. Is that all right? I mean, I might futz with the pattern a little bit, but
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
okay.
But
I
the
guess, well,
parent
okay, I
could
guess we
be,
don't know that it was cooked, but I don't know.
yes, I would not say that reheated is under the parent cooked. It is under the parent heated,
Oh, okay.
thermally treated.
Right.
Like it could be under it. It could be cooked, but let's be more general and just put it under.
This
Like
is always
oftentimes it'll be cooked, but that doesn't mean
this
it's
is
always,
always
yeah.
true, but
This is
the
always true,
opposite,
exactly.
yes, this is
Yeah,
always true, but
exactly.
the other was not always true.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so and then just change the definition of a previously heated,
Uh,
a characteristic of a previously.
yes, right. Sorry, missed that. Heated food.
Nice.
The computers will like us. Good. Okay, so and microwaved is I think we can say microwave is thermally treated. In addition to, being characteristic here is going to be like of which indicates that it has some kind of microwaving. I think there's going to be a process called microwaving. And then pre-cooked is kind of a funny one. It means that when you buy it, it's already cooked. And I don't think there's a process for that. So this might be a case where there is no process. Yeah. So B, which indicates that
Has previously been subject to cooking.
yeah. Okay. Okay, great. Super easy. That raises the temporal aspect of all of these terms, these adjectives. This means something's cooked. All right. When I say cooked here, when I say thermally treated, actually pre-cooked means not just cooked by acid treatment, but cooked by heating, right? Pre-cooked is
I mean, I doubt people would ever use that to refer to a pre-ceviche, but
yeah,
No,
I'm pretty
maybe
sure
something
not.
like pre-marinated though, like
Oh yeah.
because there's some sort of
Yeah, right. We
pre-cooked.
should, we should have it pre-marinated. So where does that stand? That's sort of, it's not a cooking method, it's a precursor to that. Uh, so actually we wouldn't say pre-marinated, we say marinated, right? I'll just check if FoodOn has such a thing. We just have
But what is the definition of cooked?
cooked, back to cooked.
Because it could help to, because I mentioned it and it is not right now.
Yeah, so what is the process definition for cooked? I know. Gotta define
It changed the biochemical. It's a macromolecular level. I don't know how to define this.
to author by lowering its pH. It effectively cooks proteins denaturization without heat.
Yes, I think cooking implies denaturation of proteins.
I don't even, to be frank, I don't even know what denaturization of protein is. Um,
I mean, it's just like when the protein gets, when a protein is subject to heat or other things like acidity changes, it will literally change the configuration of the protein.
Yes, the conformation.
So it's,
okay,
So
it's a
the 3D,
biochemical,
the 3D structure
yeah, the
at least.
structure of the
in some kind of good way.
Yes, it is
good
not
or yeah.
necessarily bad, but it is change.
Well, it like no longer operates in the structure that the protein had before.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's like kind of the chemist's definition of cooking, I think.
Okay.
Yes, but it is
But it's not
some
just proteins though that are being right heat cooked. It's other.
not just protein, but I would say that there is some molecular changes. Also, you can have a protein interaction with sugar, for example.
I don't want to make our lives even more complicated, but I think changing the chemical structure is not only for cooking. I mean, you're changing the
No.
chemical structure of as soon as you touch it, doing anything, right? It changes the chemical structure. So I think I
Yeah.
don't know, if we're describing it, we need something better than that.
Yeah. Well, it's so easy to talk about the end objective by heating. So I think this is going to have to be one of those sort of just there's no similarity between, or very little similarity, almost no similarity between the two subclasses. And therefore, we have to maybe just take the
Well, it
easy.
has to do with the prep. It's like a planned process objective, right? It's like the point is to go through a process that makes the food more nutritious or palatable or whatever.
Yeah, okay. More nutritious?
Yes, it has
Or
to do with digestibility.
sorry, more digestive, more safe, more palatable,
Okay.
something along those lines.
Okay.
Yes, right. I think, and also this definition could go in the same ways as the culinary. We will ask a chef a chef's definition of cooking, but I think that he will say that cooking implies changing the palatability or
Uh,
aspects and
yeah. Well, one way to transform this problem is just cooking of food by either uh, acid
or it
or thermal treatment.
thermal treatment.
And that just shifts the job down to us doing a better job of cooking by acid treatment or by heating.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, because of this constraint, the awkward confluence of these two subclasses, I'll do it that way. So cooking by acidification. Uh, cooking, yeah. Okay, well, we're at the end of the hour. I can, anyone is welcome to fuddle with the definitions here to improve them to the degree we've gotten. We're all welcome to jump in and start. I'll chip away at the top in the next week to add some more process definitions and make these line up. But I'm liking where we've gotten, and if people, for example, who in the industry or whatever don't like the parent categories, they can always just drop down a level and just use the subordinate uh, categories in their menu systems and so on. I'm kind of curious, uh, Colin, if you're seeing how this can sort of feed into your own recipe engine, for example.
Yeah, the timing's very good because this whole MIFC project is like all types of terms that are related to recipe development, deployment.
Yeah, yeah, great. I know there's another project. I don't know if you've been contacted yet. I mentioned your name to the Periodic Table of Food Initiative folks because they want to create a sustainability recipe modeling engine. So lots of people have been chipping away at this, but let's see if we can really finesse the cream with an ontology-driven version. Magali, of course, you're involved in that whole world too.
Yes, I'm everywhere.
Yes.
Where is it? Where food is, I am also.
I know that's why we've seen you so much over the years. Yeah.
But it's
David,
really interesting to know how to articulate things to get the right granularity one's need. It's really important
Yeah.
to have different objectives applications, so it will be
Yeah.
useful, I
Just
guess.
coax all of the different agency perspectives into
Yes,
one pool. Finally, everybody can like, oh, okay, I can sit next to you after all. All right, folks.
that's for the next time.
Yes, next time.
thanks
See
so
you.
much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Damien, I'll be out next week, just so you know.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right, take care.
Yeah, you too.